Today we're going to be taking a look at the Pocket Rocket Stove by MSR. This is what's called a canister stove, typically used for backpacking or camping. Now this is the old version of the stove. They do have a Pocket Rocket 2 and a Pocket Rocket Deluxe, but the design is fairly similar. Once you take it out of its carrying case, it does expand so you can support different sized pots. You'll have a valve to control how much gas comes through the stove. Next up is the canister itself. Today we're going to be using MSR fuel. These fuel canisters typically come in two sizes. This is the larger of the two. Once you remove the plastic piece on top of your fuel, you can screw in your stove. Be sure to line up the threads on your stove and your fuel canister. You'll want to make sure that the valve is fully closed before you attach your stove. You'll hear this sound when the stove has punctured the fuel canister. Be sure to hand tighten till you can't hear this sound anymore. You don't want any fuel leaking. Once you're ready to start cooking, you'll just need some matches or a lighter. Gently turn the valve counterclockwise until you hear this sound. That's the gas coming through the stove. Then you're ready to light. Because the fuel is directly attached underneath the stove, you do not want to use a windscreen with this kind of stove. This stove works with a variety of materials, including aluminum, stainless steel, and titanium. Depending on conditions and elevation, you could get a boil time on 2 cups of water, anywhere from 2 minutes to 4 minutes with this stove. Once you are done boiling or cooking, remove your pot, turn off your stove by closing the valve, turning it clockwise. The canister itself will be cool to the touch, but your stove will be really hot, so let it cool off. Be sure that the valve is fully closed and that the stove is cool to the touch before removing it from the fuel canister. Depending on your cook setup, you can store the fuel inside of your pot, and you can do this with your stove, with or without the case. It just depends on your setup. When packing for a trip, you can store these items loosely or in a mesh bag near the middle of your pack. This helps protect the fuel canister from being damaged. And when you're not on the trail, you can house this fuel in a cool, dry place. Be sure to keep it away from any open flames like in the kitchen or near your water heater. Thanks for watching. Grab your next stove at Whole Earth Provision Company.